Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to Howling After Dark. Sorry, got a bit of a cold, evidently. Hello, welcome to the show. Got some hopefully really great stuff for you tonight. We're doing paranormal news. One of my all-time favorite subjects. This first story comes from May 18th of this year, and the headline reads, Spirit Rescue. Now, this I find to be very interesting, but I'm going to read you the article and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. In recent times, there's been increasing interest in the field of spirit rescue. Spirit rescue has been a form of mediumship that has been pushed aside, hidden, or even looked down upon at times. This happens for many reasons, but the most common reasons would be due to fear and misconceptions. Working with ghosts or earthbound energies, I hate that term, has always been seen as something that was negative. I've been told many times as a rescue medium, this coming from the lady named Amy Major who wrote the article, been told many times as a rescue medium to stay away from rescue work, as this will bring me nothing but negative energy in bad situations that will hurt me in the end. I can now tell you that as a rescue medium for the past 12 years, that is simply not the case. Though you do have to work with heavier or more dense energy, it does not mean that this energy is always negative. That part I do agree with. Here's the thing. Like with anything else, you've heard me talk about a gazillion times. On my show, the thing with energy and the thing with the paranormal in general, and even specifically with this field of, I guess, spirit rescue, sorry, there's people screaming outside my window. Anyways, as I was saying, with the paranormal in general, as well as with this specifically, you get out of it what you're looking for. Meaning, if you're somebody that provokes 100% of the time because you don't know of anything else to do because you saw it on TV and all you're looking for is negative, 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 guess what you're going to find? That's right. Negative. Flip side of that coin, if all you're expecting to find is positive, that's all you're going to find is the positive. Or if you're like me and you're just open to whatever happens to be there, you get a little bit of both. Oh my god, I'm about to go outside and bust some little kids in the head. Anyways, let's see. This is from May 28, 2015. The Forbidden Floors of Haunted Hotel Utica, The Haunts and Legends of New York. Oh, sorry. Never mind. You know what? I don't like this site I'm finding myself on. It just has little blurbs, not like really like articles per se. So I'm going to go elsewhere. Here we go. This should be good. Yeah, here we go. This is the one I was looking for, anyways. Um, I have talked about this story before, but I think it's an awesome story, so I want to kind of recap it a little bit. Um, this is posted on 5/30 2015, so that's May 30th, 2015. Um, is Amelia Earhart's plane in Nikamororo? Um, for those that don't know, and I admittedly didn't even know this until this story broke. Nikamororo is a small island in the South Pacific. It's actually off, like right off the coast of a bigger island that is part of. God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's not the Philippines. It's well, maybe it is the Philippines. I don't remember. Maybe I'll find out as I read this. But uh, this was the latest at the time. Whenever this article was posted, which was on May 30th. I'm sure there are updates since then, but I have no idea what they are. So bear with me. Uh, Researchers will be attempting to locate the remains of the famed aviator's aircraft next month. When Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Pacific Ocean during an attempt to circumnavigate the globe in her Lockheed Model 10 Electra in 1937, the question of what happened to her would go on to become one of the most enduring mysteries of the modern age. In recent years, however, clues have been found suggesting that Earhart's plane may have gone down somewhere in the remote Pacific atoll of Nikamororo, and that the aviator and her navigator, Fred Noonan, may have even survived for several days on a small island while awaiting rescue. Next month, the International Group of Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIGAR, will be embarking on their latest expedition to the region as part of their ongoing efforts to solve the mystery. We'll use camera-equipped underwater remote-operated vehicle to investigate a sonar anomaly at a depth of 600 feet that could be the fuselage of Earhart's Lockheed Electra, said Executive Director Rick Gillespie. And so, like, it's been a while since then, and I have looked. If there are any updates, they are keeping very, very, very hush-hush about them. Um, so, yeah, and it is interesting though because I've kind of noticed something, and and this is something I'm going to throw in the face of hardcore cynics every time they open their damn mouths about the validity of paranormal research and investigation. Twice now. Twice. so far that I'm aware of, anyways. The paranormal has solved some of our longest running mysteries. Number one was with the short-lived TV show Killer Contact, when they correctly identified, I might add, that Jack the Ripper was in fact a Jewish immigrant that lived in London by the name of Aaron Kosminski, which was later, almost a year later, positively identified through DNA evidence as Aaron Kosminski. And now, Amelia Earhart's plane, quite possibly off of Nikamura, because Ghost Adventures went there before this investigation ever started. And through their evidence, they kind of zeroed in on this area of this island or peninsula or whatever the heck it is. So cynics, if you're paying attention, if any cynics happen to be listening to the show in general, I'm probably going to piss you off by this next statement. I told you so. This is why closed-minded people should be feared, because they're too frickin' stupid to see the truth in front of their face. I mean, sorry to put it that way, but there it is. I will never pander. I will never hold back, folks. That's all there is to that. Alright, hold on 1 second, folks. God, I'm about to go tell those kids to shut the fuck up. Sorry. I know, they're just kids, but sometimes, Alice. Pow, straight in the kisser. To the moon. Anyways, this one was kind of funny. This was from June 1st. And the caption reads, Ghost photobombs newlyweds in chilling wedding picture. Which, I gotta tell you, I can see why they call it chilling. I'm going to post this in chat right now. But I got to warn you, if that's not a person, if that is in fact a ghost, that is probably one of the most solid forms I've ever seen. if you look, it's like looking through like the space between them. You can make out like part of the forehead and part of the nose and an eye. Now, I'm not going to jump to the conclusion and say that, yeah, this is definitely paranormal. All I'm going to say is if this is, it's probably the best spirit picture I've like ever seen, next to that famous picture of the woman sitting on the tombstone in Bachelor's Grove Cemetery in outside of Chicago, Illinois. Because that's crazy. And it's insane, for real. Kevin and Christiana Dennis wedding photo, with the face in between them is the caption of that picture. And then it says, newlyweds started married life with a fright after spotting a ghost in their wedding snaps. Happy couple Kevin and Christina Dennis were left horrified when they saw a creepy face smirking behind them. They posted the image to Reddit, where Kevin said, me and my wife's favorite wedding photo until we saw what was between us. We still don't know who it was. The couple from Virginia had no idea who the person was, as it was not one of their guests. They only noticed the image after Christina loaded it to Facebook and one of her pals pointed the spooky face up. Kevin said her sister said it might be her, but that face looks absolutely nothing even close to it. That face looks like a baby face, in my opinion. After the posting the photo to Reddit, dozens of fellow users posted comments joking about who the image was. One said it looked like Smeagol after the Precious. Another quip that's coming. Better get some sleep now. Soon you'll be up all night fixing baby cramps and diapers everywhere. I think it might be a boy by the looks of it, or Satan, I'm not sure. Enhance. Others thought the image could be explained by it being a scarf that had folds in it, giving the impression of a face, which, I don't know, I looked at that zoomed in. It ain't a scarf. Despite the jokes, the couple were never able to find out who or what the image was, but there's one positive thing to come from posting it. One kind user took the opportunity to Photoshop the hideous face out of the photo, much to Kevin's delight. He said, "Thank you very much. My wife really appreciates it. Now she's happy again. Happy wife, happy life." The photo comes after a father photographed his daughter and spotted what he believes to be the disembodied legs of a samurai ghost. The puzzled dad, who claims no one was behind his daughter when he took the picture, also uploaded the snap to Reddit. Wow. So here's the pic after this kind gentleman edited out. So there you kind of get the before and after. But that's crazy. Like I'm looking at that even just looking at that pic. Like, I'm not afraid of anything. Like, I'm really, really not. But that looks like either somebody just being really creepy behind them, or there's something going on. Either way, chills. That's all I'm saying. This one will please uh, UFO and alien abduction fans. The headline reads Close Encounter Investigation in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Close Encounter Investigation in Asbury Park, New Jersey on April 14th, 2015. It was around 11:25 p.m. I was heading west on Sunset Avenue in Asbury Park. I had stopped at the stoplight and waited for the light to change, and when it did, I started to pull away. I was about 40 feet past the light when I saw a bright light with a swirling, revolving inner that caught my eye. I pulled over next to an already parked car. I don't know if this is the actual picture or just a reproduction, but I'm going to go ahead and post it too. So that's what he's talking about, basically. I pulled over next to an already parked car, and other cars were behind me at that moment. I began observing the object. I became amazed and fixated on this object. The one thing I was aware of was the time. During the first 5 minutes, I had noticed how bright it was, and the distance to the house was about 25 feet. The object was on a second-story rear roof on the right side of the house, and driveway was on that same side. The light was reflecting off the house, was not strong as the light being emitted. During this time, the inside was spinning at different speeds, like an emotional meter. At first, the speed was very fast. After a couple minutes, it seemed comfortable with me and began to perform. Still in my van, the object began spitting these small balls of energy in the same direction. This lasted for about 2 minutes and stopped. I wanted to communicate to it. I got out of my van and very slowly walked up the driveway. I noticed the speed of the inside started spinning faster as I got closer. I was about 35 feet away from it and started to talk to it, saying, "Let's be friends," several times, but it seemed not to respond to this. I began slowly to back away, and when I did, the spinning slowed down as well. I went back in my van. I went around the block to regain my thoughts, and with a few left turns, I was at the light. And looking at it again with no traffic, I watched for about 15 minutes. Finally, I made a left and parked again for another few minutes. I wanted to go around again. As I drove about 50 feet, a strong, warm something hit me. All I said was, "It got me." Instead of going around again, I went home, and with no memory of this event. 2 weeks later, on the phone with my daughter, everything came back to me. Note, the above image is a rendering. This case is under investigation by the state section director Robert Spearing of MUFON, New Jersey. MUFON, for those that don't know, is the multi-international UFO network. God, I'm all tongue-tied tonight. This one is interesting. Um, and there's not a picture, but there is. Um, Hold on, there is a YouTube link. Evidently, this is. This is a video that they're talking about. But the headline reads, "A girl in a red dress and a shadowy figure hopping over headstones." And here's that link. Red dress and a shadowy figure hopping over headstones. How Toowoomba became Australia's most haunted town. The number of ghost encounters in Toowoomba, I think I'm saying that right, Queensland is on the rise. The regional city is considered by some Australia's most haunted town. We found Toowoomba is full of ghosts. One paranormal chaser says ghost chasers believe they have captured dozens of encounters on film. Is this Australia's most haunted town? A growing number of residents in the regional Queensland town of Toowoomba are documenting a series of spine-tingling encounters with ghosts. The otherworldly activity is so frequent, a team of ghost hunters has set up shop in the not-so-sleepy town. Toowoomba Ghost Chasers has traveled around Toowoomba and the surrounding areas since it was created by Kylie Samuels and Katie Harvey, who hope they are the ones locals call when there's something strange in the neighborhood. We have found Toowoomba is full of ghosts. The founder, Ms. Samuels, said. Early this year, a video posted by the group claimed to show the horrifying moment a spirit eerily floated across a backyard. The video shows a shadowy shape emerge seemingly from nowhere and then move around before disappearing. I haven't seen anything like it in a long time, Ms. Samuels said of the video. It has to be something. There is no other explanation that we can come up with. The growing number of locals who have experienced a dose of a freaky ghost has created a boom in paranormal enthusiasts in the area. Aaron Mulligan, a would-be Bill Murray who lives in Toowoomba, set out to detect the town's famed lady in the red dress, believed to be the ghost of Elizabeth Perkins, a resident who died in 1944. Mr. Mulligan headed to the train station, called out the names of people he believed died nearby and therefore could be haunting the area. He recorded changes in electromagnetic energy with a K2 meter. Mr. Mulligan told Daily Mail Australia, "We came across this one. I'm a bit of a history buff, and that train station has a quiet past, Mr. Mulligan said. See, that's interesting. I always like finding stuff from like other places in the world other than just the United States. This next story is going to be a bit of conspiracy theory. I can tell you already just from the headline. So I got a bit of a cold, I think. So I do apologize for that. Oh, hold on 1 second. I'm checking something. Sorry. Anyways, I'm got got distracted there for a moment. I'm not feeling all that hot. I may end things early tonight, just so you know. But anyways, continuing on. Uh, this article, like it's definitely like conspiracy theory type stuff, which I personally uh, love, and there are some that I believe, some I don't, but some I think are just fun, you know. Like this one, I think would fall in that category. The headline says, "Guess how long zombies have been part of the CIA's top secret arsenal." um, Zombies movies and television shows seem to be the largest rage. Thankfully, replacing sparkly, effeminate vampires, I couldn't agree more. Many preppers not only are preparing for a financial meltdown or the advent of martial law, but also a zombie apocalypse. What many people don't realize is that zombies already walk among us. Zombies have existed in places like Haiti for centuries. And if you think back to some of the Black Ops wars in South America of the 1980s, we can look back and see that the CIA actually created zombie-type creatures for the shock and awe value that they would have among the local populations. And that's it. That's all it says. Um, oh, there is a video link here too. Let me. Go ahead and grab this for you. You can watch this at your leisure. Alright, I've only got about 7 minutes left. I'm trying to pay attention to it, but just in case I get cut off, um, I think there's only going to be one session tonight, folks. I do want to thank you all for tuning in, and in case I get cut off, I will see you next time. But anyways, until then, moving on. Okay, this one comes to us from June 1st of this year. The headline reads, "The Faceless Ghost." Evidently, this was submitted by a reader. And it just says, "The Faceless Ghost. This incident happened to my daughter about 15 years ago, which would put her at the age of 13. Her father and she had been visiting friends for the day. They'd left the friend's place at around 11 to head home. They were driving down a road that doesn't see much traffic that night. At night. My daughter and her father were talking about a trip they were going to take the next day. All of a sudden, up the road in the headlight was a woman walking alongside of the road. This was nearly September, when the evening gets very cool. She had on shorts and was carrying something. When the car was about 20 feet behind her, she stopped walking and turned around as if to see who or what was coming down the road. When the car got about 10 to 12 feet from this woman, my daughter and her father were stunned to see that this lady had no face. Hold on one second. Let's see. She was also holding a blanket, and there was movement under the blanket as if a baby was kicking. She was facing the vehicle as they passed her. Needless to say, my daughter and her father just looked at each other without saying a word. My daughter said her father was as white as a sheet. They never mentioned this incident for a long time. My daughter has many times tried to talk to her father about it, but he will change the subject. I guess this is kind of a rendering of what they're talking about here, and that would be really spooky. I do have to say. I mean, that's kind of creepy. No face at all. So I'm not entirely sure what to... I mean, I kind of think, like, maybe it's just, people making stuff up. I don't know. Like, I've never seen that. To be honest with you, in 25 years of paranormal investigation, I've never seen. Oh no, that's not true either. Huh. Now that I think about it, an investigator who was on my team, we were investigating what we call the fire factory or the Old Mansfield Gas Company. And, well, first he took a picture of me, and but my face wasn't my face. Like it was like there was somebody else's face superimposed over mine. And then a picture was taken of him, and in the picture he didn't have a face at all. So I guess that could technically count. But, whichever. Um, but either way, it's still creepy. Still very creepy. Alright, I've only got about 50 seconds left. So I'm going to go ahead and call it, folks. I want to thank you all for tuning in.